Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and everyone is in the best of health and spirits. It is your sister, DeNise Renee Muhammad, your aromatherapist, and I have with me today Brother Sean Ali. Brother Sean with Supreme Health and Wellness. Does it sound like an echo?
No, not on this
It's
end.
good. Okay. All right. Well, peace and blessings, family. And as you come in, please share the video. Share the video. Sharing is caring. Brother Sean, how are you? Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, well, Lakem Assalam. All is well, sis. Healthy and alive. You know the
That's right. Healthy and alive. That's the best way to be. So today
right.
is our health and wellness power hour, and we want to come on. Our topic today is how to be healthy. How to be
How to
healthy.
be healthy. Mm,
Yes, and when I thought about that topic, Brother Sean, I was thinking about
mm,
taking preventative measures with our health. Because
yes.
it's easier to prevent something instead of trying to cure it, like once
Yes.
you're already sick, it's a process to get you back into balance. So it's best to take preventative measures, self-care, and
Hmm.
that's what I discussed with the essential oils. That's one of the best ways to take preventative measures with your health is incorporating
Hmm.
essential oils into your everyday regimen. So
Yes.
I wanted to start off with that because self-care is so important, and they coined the term self-care Saturday and whatnot, but self-care
Mm,
is every day. And when you diffuse an essential oil, you may think of it as smelling good, or you're trying to put an aroma in the air, but you're actually, when you have pure essential oils, you're inhaling those properties, those constituents that help you to take preventative measures with your health. You have essential
hmm.
oils like this one, clove essential oils, one of the
Okay.
best, most powerful antioxidants out of all of the
Mm,
essential oils. The antioxidant properties is just really off the scale. And it
yes.
has antimicrobial, antiviral um, properties in it, so you can diffuse that. And you're taking preventative measures by fighting those airborne bacterias, those
Mm,
airborne pathogens that could potentially harm your health. So that is one of the oils that I wanted to highlight today. And Brother
mm.
Sean, um, come on into this conversation and share
Oh,
your
yes.
thoughts about that.
You know that, hey, we got the, well, let's pull the brain out.
Right, right,
That's your, those two white, those two, white nerves are your olfactory senses, right?
right,
So, and your olfactory nerves, rather. And when you smell, it goes direct, those molecules of the aroma of the essential oils. Now, we know that inside of the head, you have that cerebral spinal fluid, right? That
right,
covers and protects, but it also is a circulation system. So when we're looking at that cerebral spinal fluid, it and we open up the brain, we have ventricles inside of the brain that, and these ventricles is how that cerebral spinal fluid is produced and circulated, right? So the first two we can't see on this model, but the third ventricle, with it surrounds the thalamus. That the eye that we see, that's the thalamus. It's an empty space. That's the third ventricle. Coming down the spinal column, this is the fourth ventricle, and that is how that cerebral spinal fluid is circulated through the rest of the spinal column. Like if
right.
you ever get a spinal tap and they're pulling that
Yes,
fluid out,
yes,
it's a circulation system.
right,
So when we smell that aroma, that those essential oils, and those molecules are taking in, right? They are introduced into that blood. They are small enough to cross that blood-brain
Brain
barrier
barrier. Right.
to
Right.
get into that
Yes.
cerebral spinal fluid, right?
Right.
Now, this is a circulation system that starts here and that is transmitted or translated through the rest of the body. So
Right.
when we inhale those molecules, they enter into the brain. So the first thing that they have is a effect on the
The
brain.
brain. Exactly.
And as
Yeah.
it's being circulated through those ventricles, right? It eventually is circulated through the fourth ventricle down the rest of the spinal column to be dispersed throughout the
The
body.
body.
Man,
Right.
listen.
Powerful. I couldn't have said it
so
better, brother Sean.
so when we have okay, I don't know if we can see this this little brain model, but if I remove the insula, and can you see this clear
Yes.
material?
Yes, I can see that.
That's clear material represents the ventricle. So the first two sit in the we can't see the first two. They sit, man, these brains, they sit within the prefrontal lobe. So it would be, and then it goes back. But this model has a representation of the ventricles on it, which would be that clear plastic. And if you open up the brainstem, we can see that fourth ventricle is circulated down into the body. But and that's how it's circulated down into the rest of the body. But when we in the aromatherapy, once those molecules, like sister said, the antimicrobial, antiviral, anti-pathogen, all of these good
Right.
things that help us retain balance. But one of the main things is they relax the mind.
Yes.
So they relax, and that limbic system is literally right here. So
Mhm.
those molecules relax the limbic system. So we have satiety, right?
Right.
So if I am feeling sick, right, and I
Mhm.
get that and I inhale those aromatherapy, they give my mind a rest.
Rest.
So my body can do what it's supposed to do. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Exactly.
Right, right.
Exactly.
If I right,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know. So if I'm waiting, like if I'm waiting, and I in the wait, I can't control the wait because I'm waiting on somebody else so I can make the next step in my life, right? But
Right.
every day I don't know what's going to happen. So you could either be stressing yourself out every day,
Mhm. Every day.
or while you're waiting, sis, what while
While
you're
they're waiting,
waiting.
have one of these
Mm,
inhalers with
okay.
orange or bergamot. Actually, those two are good together. Very
Hmm,
good
hmm.
for helping you to relieve that anxiety, to calm your mind, give you some clarity. Just hold it up to your nostril and inhale. It's aromatherapy on the go. You don't have to pack
Mm,
a diffuser with you. You don't have to pack the oils with you. You can have it in this inhaler when you need it. And when you feel yourself getting anxious or, impatient or
hmm,
angry,
hmm,
just
hmm.
take this out and inhale it, and it will help to relax you, help you to rise above those emotions. And I like
Into
that
the
term, Brother
thinking.
Sean, to keep you from being emotionally hijacked.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Right.
And I'm glad you, like you said, okay, it's it might be okay on this one. It's a ridge, like right here. It's called a
Mhm.
gyri. That is
Exactly.
that gyri that's your limbic system gyri. The brain matter, this brain matter is devoted to the limbic system, right?
Right.
You got the rest of your limbic system in this particular area.
Hmm.
When we are all information coming into your brain, all information coming up your brain stem from your eyes, from your ears, they are it has to go through the limbic system for fight or flight.
Right.
Right? It has that part of your brain has to process it for danger before, like, okay, you hear a gunshot that's going through the limbic
Right.
system to make you jump, to give you that reflex movement, right?
Yes.
So you see danger, boom, and so all processing information has to be processed through the limbic system. If we open up the brain, you see this white strip right here?
Yes.
Those are called projection fibers. The corresponding is this white strip right here,
Right.
right? This this is the insula, this is the fifth lobe of the brain. It sits in there like that. So when things are processed in the limbic system, they
Hmm.
are these projection fibers is how it's projected up. So if you see something, the occipital lobe is where the vision is controlled at, right? The occipital lobe. Those
Right.
projection fibers, they cover that whole span. So when you have your in processing information, emotional hijacking is when it gets stuck here and it's not
Mm.
being projected to the prefrontal lobe, the parietal lobe, or the occipital lobe or the temporal lobe. That
Right.
information is stuck here. And you are in a state of fear, a state of anger, a
Anger.
state of, yes, that's fight or flight. You got
Right.
adrenaline, cortisol being pumped through your body, right? And the worst part is there's no end. So it could go from an hour to your whole day, and you'd be like, man, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Right.
I don't know why I can't move. I don't know why.
Why you having these pains and aches?
Mm,
All of
mm,
that is
mm,
caused by that stress
of being, because it's
stimulated.
now you want to stop. You want to stop this information from being stuck here. You want your brain to work and to keep projecting the information to where it needs to go.
Right.
This is where those essential oils come in, because out of the five senses, the only one that doesn't get processed by the
The limbic.
limbic system is your smell.
That's right.
The smell goes, oh, listen,
Directly.
this is why you smell the oil, and
Right.
within 22 seconds, you have a change of mind.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
regain control of your mind.
And it's
Wow.
just
Sis,
as
what we got?
simple.
Go ahead.
And another one I want to highlight is thyme.
Uh-oh. Uh-huh.
Thyme essential oil. As they say,
Okay.
you want more time, you want to add some more time to
Mm.
your life, get some
Come
time.
on now.
Because it literally helps to has powerful constituents in it that helps you to de-stress. It automatically, when you inhale it, within 22 seconds, it lowers your cortisol levels.
Mm.
So
Mm.
that's another one you want to add to
Mm.
your arsenal. There are so many benefits to it. But speaking on stress and that
Mm-hmm,
stress hormone, time is a good one.
mm. That cortisol and adrenaline. Just
Yes.
yes. And those are not something you feel,
Right.
especially if we become addicted to our stress, right?
Mm.
And that's the where the emotional hijacking, because you don't, like, okay, if I've never been excited by love but been excited by anger, I can easily put myself in a position to make myself angry. It has nothing to do with anybody else, because
Right.
my body is going to call for that energy. This is when you get that why me syndrome. Why does this always happen? Why am I always in this type of situation? Why do I always pick that type of person? Why do I always have the same type of job? Why do when you see these repeated negative events in your
Patterns.
life?
Hmm.
Yes,
Those
it
patterns.
is. We've taught our brain and trained it. And just okay, your cerebellum, right? This is the cerebellum, right? So
Hmm.
when you learn how to ride a bicycle, right? At the age of 5, 6, 7, you learn how to ride a
Right.
bicycle. Those motor skills are in the. This is where those motor skills are come from. Your
Hmm.
cerebellum. This is why they say you never forget. That's that muscle memory. We can
Wow.
create that with stress and dangerous situations in life.
That is so true.
Always walking in a dark room, a lighted room right over there. But I love,
And it's as
you know,
easy as flipping the switch because what we focus on, we that's what we get. You keep focusing
mhm.
on the negative, you're gonna keep, having those experiences. So it's about gaining control of your thoughts, like flipping the
That's
light
where the
switch
oils
on and
come in.
right,
Yes,
right,
that's the light
exactly.
switch. Because once you are in that emotional cycle, that's like when you is in a daze and somebody come up and smack you, and that physical jolt brings you out of that brain fog.
Hmm.
See, sometimes you don't, if you don't even know that you are addicted to your stress, if you don't know that you are stressing yourself out. See, this is where the preventative. So if I'm constantly diffusing,
Right.
if I'm
Diffuse the
constantly
situation.
applying
Right.
aromatherapy, it's aromatherapy. It's so it's aromatherapy.
Exactly.
If I'm
Wow.
constantly being a therapist for myself, and
Hmm. And
Sister
I
Denise has
am.
made it so easy for us. But
So
you made it so easy for us, though, sis.
yeah, praise be to Allah. It's easy.
You got an inhaler.
Exactly.
How we use it? It can't be that easy, sis. You
Just
stop
that
it.
easy.
Stop it. Stop it. I don't believe you. I
It's that
don't.
simple. I
I
like
don't.
keeping things simple because I like peace in my life.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So yes,
Yes.
it's just that easy. Just take this
Yes.
and inhale. Keep one in
Right.
your pocket, in your purse, take it with you. Aromatherapy on the go.
On the go. Aromatherapy. That is
Oh,
aroma is two word. Aroma meaning is using smell
smell.
as therapy. Right.
Right.
Therapeutic. All of the therapeutic, like
Yes.
yeah, a holistic strategy, healing, all of those
Mhm.
good things that come with therapy. You find balance, you find wellness, right? You find
Mhm.
health, you be empowered. All of
Right.
those good things that come from therapy. Because if you don't, every time we lose control of the body, it's literally in a state of death.
Wow. That's
The weaker
powerful.
the body, the closer we come to killing ourselves. Some of us have experienced putting ourselves in a condition, whoa, and you felt like death
I
or
bear that
close to
witness.
it.
Close to it.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
See, so when we're looking at the mind, even when we're looking at the How to Eat to Live books, it tells us that that physical food that we eat has to go hand in hand with the mental food we eat, or we won't have the best results, right? So
Exactly.
if we never practice mental health, how healthy can we really think we
Exactly.
are?
But that's where it starts. That's where it starts in
Mm.
the mind, you know.
You have that one clip, sis, of
Oh
the
yes.
brain and of the brain, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
let me pull
because
it
we
up.
gotta see because
Gotta
I'm gonna
give them
show
some
y'all.
visuals. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. See,
Get the
this brain.
visuals.
I know my models will keep falling apart today. I'm telling y'all, listen to me now. You see that
Yeah.
right there, family? Look at this right here. On the red is your motor senses. On the left, on the blue is your sensory. Every part of your body has a sense. Look, where the pharynx, the tongue, the blue. That's where, so when you receive that sensory information, that's the part of the brain that it goes to. Now, that's the blue. When you want to move yourself, every part of your body below your neck has a spot in your brain. Look,
Wow.
it's right there.
I see
It's
it.
right there. So,
My
okay,
goodness.
it's right. So if you stop moving right now, your body doesn't move because you can see in the red where every part of your body that you can move is in red.
Wow.
So anywhere you want to go, anything you want to be, it's right there in your brain. But if we don't even know this, it will be impossible for us to control it.
Right.
Man. So,
Wow.
and listen, that part of the brain, okay, look, what we just saw, if you can, right here, I'm tracing my finger. This was called the central sulcus. It's that little crevice. It divides the prefrontal lobe from the parietal lobe. That gyri that was in red, it's this one. So if we open up the brain, your feet would be here, going up to your legs, your knee, just what we saw in the diagram.
Yes.
Coming down to your trunk, your face would be here. See, it's so listen, man,
Wow.
right? If you want to move, they hook electrodes up to that's how they know what part it is. Because they hook and shock the brain to see that body
To
part
see.
jump.
Wow.
Mm,
Powerful.
see, man, the more control we have over this, the more control we have over this. See, aromatherapy allows you the opportunity to control yourself. Mm,
Telling y'all.
man, listen, how? Because when we become emotionally high, we live in fear, we live in anger, we live in turmoil, we live in
Right.
poverty, we live in violence, we live in sexually
Yeah.
being sexually overstimulated.
In
We
a
are
pandemic.
restaurants never close, right?
Right.
So you always surrounded by lights and foods and sounds. Remember in the blue, the sensory. So the parietal lobe and those senses can always be stimulated.
Stimulated.
This
That's
means
right.
you're always having processed information coming in. This means your limbic system never stops.
Wow.
So when you smell that aromatherapy, that essential oil, here's mine right here. See
Which
when
ones
you
are those, Brother Shaw?
this is clove.
Uh,
And peppermint.
Peppermint.
Hey, what needs my face?
Yes.
Man, man, clove
Yes.
and
That's a
peppermint.
good blend.
So yes. So when you always when we know we are living in an overstimulated world, we need to balance ourselves, not with a supplement, a food, a drink. No, because those things don't go directly to your brain.
Right.
They got to go through your digestive system and then in your bloodstream before it can get to your brain. That's going down the
Right.
brain.
Mm. Wow,
Mm.
that's powerful. Um, oh, I have a visual. Let me see.
Okay, yes, yes, yes.
Show this of the olfactory, how it works.
Got you. Mm-hmm.
Just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so you see how he's holding up that bottle
Mm-hmm.
in the aroma, the molecules go from the nostrils through the olfactory system, and right there where Brother Sean says the limbic system is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it
Mm-hmm.
works. That's how it works. And as you were saying earlier, the essential oils can bypass the blood brain barrier, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's it.
Hey sis, we're gonna
Yes.
break down not today, but if y'all come back, we're gonna break down this limb because put that diagram back up one more time, sis, please, on
Okay.
the limbic system. Now you see that oval shaped type of where it's going to the limbic system of the brain, right?
Right.
Okay, now you can take it down real quick. If we if we if we open up the brain, right, and we went to the brain stem, hold on, and we went to the brain stem, right? Most this is like I said, the insula. If we could take the insula off, right, we would get to this is the limbic system. This is the basal ganglia, right?
Hmm.
And this is the nucleus accumbens. This is what's under the insula. Now,
Right.
all processing information. This you see this that C shape. That's
Yes.
what the okay. Right here at one end at the tip of this is called the nucleus accumbens. This is where dopamine comes from.
Mm.
At this end is the amygdala. That's where fight or flight is at. So, see, when you have this processing information, one of two things is going to happen: dopamine or fight or flight.
Right.
Listen, so because that's the this whole red that's the basal ganglia, and this is the caudate nucleus. At one end is the nucleus accumbens, responsible for dopamine, the brain reward system. At the
Wow.
other end is fight or flight. Man,
That's
listen. So but see, when we don't know this, so the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us to rise above emotion. Remember, these are those projection fibers that project from this part of the brain to the thinking part.
right.
This part. So now, when you get stuck, it's nothing being projected up to the thinking part. The emotional brain is in split seconds because it has
Yes.
to decipher fight or flight. It can't think about that. It has to say danger or stranger danger or not, right?
Stranger danger.
That split second. Now it takes minutes before the prefrontal is the thinking part. That takes minutes. So that information can get stuck and it's
Right.
not being projected up. Or once you think of something, the information that you think of has to be projected down. Oh,
Right.
listen. Okay. Oh, 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 I forgot. See, now when you have that brilliant idea of doing for self, of doing this, right? That information, that's the projecting fibers, that white thing. It has
Right.
to be projected down. And then it still has to be deciphered by your limbic system because the thalamus is the control center. When anything is projected up or down, it's through that thalamus, that
Okay.
eye,
Right.
right? So when it's coming down, and if your emotional limbic system is screwed up, You're gonna think it's a man, that's the worst idea. That ain't
Right.
gonna work. I can't do nothing. I'm not that smart. I'm not that
Exactly.
strong. I'm not that beautiful. I'm not and
Just
it'll
get
have you
carried
not
away.
doing it.
Right.
It'll have you not doing. Sis, man, that you was reading my mind.
Get unstuck. Clear your mind, clear your thoughts, and inhale.
22 seconds.
22 seconds. Two and
You
two.
can regain. What was that? The love connection. He used to be
Yes.
back. We
Make
back
it
two
two
and
and
two.
two.
Yeah, that's how he used to take the commercial break. Two and two.
Yes.
We be back 2 minutes. Yeah,
That's where I got that from.
man, I
Make
missed the
that
show,
love
man. I
connection
swear,
with
man.
yourself, Brother
Yeah.
Sean. Make
Oh
that
my
love connection
goodness.
with yourself. Self love.
Yes. Hey, and we ain't
Absolutely.
even got to the rest of the information.
Exactly. It'll be
we,
part
yeah,
two.
I hope, yeah, I hope the audience understand. We didn't even get to my part.
Right?
We still on Sister Denise part. I got a whole other segment for
Come on
y'all
with it.
on.
Come on. Look, I
But
don't have
okay,
nowhere to
real
We
quick.
here.
Yeah. Because the topic is, and that's what is how to be healthy. How
Right.
to be healthy, and one of the things that aromatherapy is a good way to go into blood pressure.
Oh yeah. I
Blood
have
pressure,
mine here.
right? Yes, blood pressure. Because and they have changed the numbers. It's no long. It ain't 120 over 80 no more.
Right.
They have. I meant. I wish I had sent that slide, but no. It's no. They understand now that 120 over 80 is too high for a resting blood pressure.
Wow.
So when you're looking, because it's the key word is resting. Because whenever you open your eyes, that requires action, energy. Blood pressure goes up. Anytime you move your body, think or whatever, your blood pressure goes up to support you through your action.
Right.
So you never check your active blood, you check your resting blood pressure, right? And that means that if you're sitting absolutely still for a period of time, it should take the minimal amount of blood pressure because you're not moving.
Right.
So there's no reason for it to be, there's no action to support. Your heartbeat should be low because there's no action to support that extra pump. So when you are sitting still and your blood pressure is high, right? This is hypertension, high blood pressure.
Right.
Because if you're resting, it
Mm.
shouldn't be nowhere near 120 over 80 because you're not doing anything.
Right.
So if you sit and you're sitting still and your blood and you monitor your blood pressure, it goes up, right? It's up. If you're at the hospital, they don't rush you in the back. They wait and they don't tell you all the time, but they're gonna make you wait for a few more minutes and then test it again because after you've been sitting still, you're supposed to go down. So
Right.
this means that it's not this that's messed up. It's your brain
Your
that you
brain.
can't sit still. Right. Because you
Wow.
could be thinking about all these thoughts and they keeping your brain moving, and that's action.
Right.
That's action. So your
That's
blood, you're
powerful.
sitting still, but your blood pressure isn't sis. This is where the aromatherapy comes in at. Because
Absolutely.
that's how you control your mind. That's how
Right.
you rest your mind, right?
Exactly.
That's how you rest your electricity,
Mhm.
right? So when we're looking at how to be healthy, because the blood pressure represents not just the amount of force and power is taking. Well, when you look at your blood pressure, that's dealing with when your heart contracts, how much force it takes to send blood through your arteries, and when it's filling up, how much pressure it takes to fill back up. That's your systolic and diastolic. The higher
Right.
number, that systolic, is how much force it takes to send blood and oxygen through your arteries, and the diastolic is how much force and pressure it takes for your heart to fill back up between each pump. If
Right.
you are sitting still, it should take nothing. Now, if you're sitting still, and that means you're not doing nothing to make your heart beat faster, except your thoughts, because the heart responds to the electricity from your
From your
thoughts.
brain. Wow.
Yes, yes. If
Hmm.
I'm nervous, it's beating. Boom, 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 boom. If
Yes.
I'm scared, it's beating. I ain't gotta be moving to be scared or nervous. I can sit
Panic
still and
attack.
be nervous.
Sitting still and having a
Oh,
panic attack.
right,
Right.
right.
Ooh. We
So,
gotta get control of those thoughts, family.
in everything, we just showed the body parts. So everything that when you move, it is a thought connected, whether we, even if it's a I don't care.
Right.
That means anything can happen to you. The closer you are to I don't care in a non-purpose movement, the closer you are to your premature death. Because you don't know what's going to happen to you because you're not moving on purpose.
Wow.
If that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Aromatherapy helps you to ensure that I'm not emotionally driven.
Hmm.
Because even if you don't know and you just grab, man, let me just hold up. Before I make this decision, let, let me, all I need is 22 seconds. It can
Right.
wait. Okay. Man, this smell, hold up. This smell,
It's so good.
man.
You forget what you was stressing about.
Oh yeah,
You're right.
what was we what was we stressing about? Yeah. See, and now that you are present, we hear now that you are present in the exact moment, I can move forward rationally,
Right.
intellectually, intelligently, articulately, on purpose. Man, because the reason why we showed that picture of the body and the brain that's connected to it, because your body don't move unless you want it to move. So that means your life has to be on your purpose.
Exactly.
Woo! Like your life, because your brain is, even though that's all everybody's brain is structured, that's your brain and your body. So
Right.
that, yes, that part, blood pressure, that's your circulatory system. So if your blood pressure is elevated, that means your circulatory system, what you eat, what you drink, and oxygen is impaired. It's not getting to all of the organs and cells like it's supposed to, because this is your circulatory system.
Right.
So if that's elevated, you're going to have to eat more. You're going to have to drink more. You're going to have to supplement because you have a low circulation, an impaired circulation.
Mm.
Wow. See,
Wow.
so before, because that would be a great way for us to wait until the next show
Right. Save some for the
to go.
next part
Right,
two.
right. But hypertension, high blood pressure is the number one killer, especially
Hmm.
amongst Black people. Our
Right.
age group, if you are in me and sister Denise age group, we are in that age group of high blood pressure, hypertension. That kills
Right.
us. That's irregardless of your weight, your life, because it's here, right? Oprah is one of the richest people we know and has troubles.
Right.
right? So it's not your financial situation. It's we if we don't practice mental health, how can you be mentally healthy?
Exactly.
That's the whole, so in aromatherapy is included in mental health. How many times have you been to your doctor's office and they diffusing something?
Right.
How many times have you been one of them healthcare professionals and they got a diffuser going
Use it
somewhere
going.
or some type
Right.
of right,
And
right.
then
See,
prescribe,
they are
give you a prescription.
you be like, man, what's that smell?
Right.
They back there diffusing orange and peppermint and
Yeah.
clove and cedar wood and
Right.
you know man,
Cinnamon.
cinnamon, like man, you know.
Exactly. That's
So because they understand my mind leads my body. That's how we are designed. We
right.
can live and be whatever we want. The best thing the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us to accept our own and be
Be
ourselves. Well,
ourselves.
you have to accept your anatomy and your physiology. We showed you the brain and how every part of your body is connected to it. If you don't want to live in that and you still want somebody outside of you to move your body where you want it to go, that's not, you might not be as successful
Right.
because that's not how we are created. How to be healthy is how to take control of you, and how you can move it on purpose. Woo!
On purpose. Right.
On
Gotta
purpose.
be
You was
intentional
doing it
about
when you were, hey, we was doing it when we were babies.
it. Right.
How many times you gotta go grab your baby and tell them to stop from doing what they want to do? Oh
All
man,
the time.
right.
Exactly. Yeah, it's about being intentional and taking control over your own health. Can't nobody
Hmm.
do that for you.
No,
you
no,
know,
no.
we can give
Prevention is yeah.
suggestions. Yeah, we
Hmm.
can
Hmm.
give the information, but at the end of the day, it's on you.
And with that, if you see, there's only so many ways your body can tell you there's something wrong. Pain, right?
Hmm.
Some type of raising the temperature, right? Or some, but those things can be from anything. They
Right,
even have something, we'll talk about this the next show, referred pain, where your body could hurt here, but the problem is here. So see, it's
right.
called referred pain.
Referred pain.
That
That's
means
interesting.
a section on your body could hurt, but the problem could be somewhere else. Man. So when we don't understand anatomy and physiology, that's what makes it, because if I understand anatomy physiology and I go through an imbalance, I won't need somebody else because I know that my body, I'm not sick. First of all, my body is going through actions to
Hmm.
go through homeostasis. It will go to seek its own balance, to seek homeostasis, to be balanced. It will go through what it has to go through:
To get
inflammation,
there.
constipation, raising it will do what it has to do to seek its own balance, like
Right. And
water.
then we go and get these over the counter medicines to bring the temperature down to fight the inflammation.
Because I want to feel better, not because my body, because referred pain.
Mm,
I could be hurting somewhere or discomfort somewhere, but I feel it here. And so I just want to be comfortable, not that I want to be, because if I feel good, I am good, right?
right.
That's what they say. People live and then drop dead. But see, that's that emotional hijacking.
Right.
That's that going in that limbic system is activating that. Because when I'm scared, angry, depressed, fight or flight, that's not the thinking part of your brain.
Hmm.
You feel so I gotta now. If I think I'm sick, the first thing I gotta do is break that emotional man. Hold up, man. Let me make let me get control of my brain because I don't feel
Right,
good. So I don't. If I'm hurting somewhere, I don't mentally feel good.
right.
Don't even talk, man. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. I don't
Yeah,
feel good.
I feel good.
Right. See,
Right.
so that has nothing to do with the sickness or whatever's going on. That's in my emotion. So let me diffuse. Let me get control. Because yes, I know my body is going through something, but that doesn't mean I have to be agitated or boom. You know what I mean? So
Projecting that
that
out.
that aromatherapy comes in hand across the board.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it. It's for the mind, the body, and the spirit. All three
Yes,
things at one time.
yes, yes. And we can't never not be all three things at one time.
Right, right.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
It's
you are
not
you are
just
never
three
just going.
separate entities. You're all connected.
Yes, that's what makes you so
You,
we are
right?
always who we are. And that's the importance, and that's where I like our angle because we're coming from a perspective that is there. It's the science, the it's there, but
Mhm.
it's underutilized.
Exactly.
So we really aren't repeating what other people are saying.
That's right.
Man, all praises due to
All
Allah.
praises due to
Man,
Allah. Well,
next
family,
week or next
yes,
show, y'all better tune in because we gonna
tune
we
in.
gonna go deep deep. Yeah, we gonna go deep deep.
Oh, and I wanted to know if y'all could
Oh
see it.
yes, yeah,
Highlight my book.
yes,
Let me
yes,
see if I had a cover.
yes.
This one is the top 10 essential oils to prevent the cold, flu, allergies naturally because it's so
Mm.
called cold and flu season. So,
Yep,
in this
yep.
book, I go over the top 10 essential oils that help with that. And I spoke of them earlier, thyme and clove. Those are two
Hmm.
that I
Hmm.
mentioned in the book. So let me
Right.
see if I had that. So it can you I'll put the link for it in the comments.
Yes.
Then Brother Sean has tons of
A
books on
lot of
Amazon.
books.
A lot of books.
Lot of books.
A lot of books.
Y'all should get with some of them because they really I use them. So I mean, yeah.
Right, right. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Okay. With that being said, family, tune in for our next Power Hour, most likely Wednesday, inshallah.
Yo.
We'll be back on
Inshallah.
to share some more health and wellness information to help you live
Yes.
life and live it more abundantly. Assalamu alaikum.
Beautifully. Well, alaikum assalam.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. Let's see, we have a comment. Y'all have a great week. Y'all be back on Wednesday. Yes, ma'am. We'll be back, inshallah. All right,
Yes.
family. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam, sis.
Yes, sir.